Hello, everyone. This is Dr. Rhonda Farrell, the founder of CSTGIA, and today we are bringing you week 26 of Cyber Resilience, Protecting What Matters in 2025. Today we're talking about adversary emulation and threat-informed defense and playing offense in cybersecurity. We've explored cybermetrics, supply chain risks, insider threats, and a myriad of other cybersecurity topics. But this week, we're taking a bold step forward. What if we could see through the eyes of our attackers? Here enters adversary emulation and threat-informed defense. Strategies designed not just to react to cyber threats, but to proactively test, anticipate, and harden your organization's defenses based on real-world tactics used by adversaries. Why does this matter now, and why is it so important? Because of today's threat landscape. Threat actors are evolving faster than our compliance standards. Incident response alone is no longer enough because resilience starts with anticipation. And tools like the MITRE attack model, CISA's Decider, and threat emulation platforms allow agencies to think like attackers and act smarter. Yet many public sector teams still wait for an incident to ultimately test their capabilities. This mindset has to change. So what can we as solopreneurs, entrepreneurs, business leaders, CISOs, etc., cybersecurity leaders all around the globe learn from this today? And that is adversary emulation is the simulation of real-world attacker behaviors using threat intelligence and known techniques from the MITRE attack framework, etc. And we want to learn how to best test our defenses before an attack occurs. So what can we look at? We can look at, in the MITRE attack framework, credential dumping, lateral movement, exfiltration over web protocols, and privilege escalation. By simulating these methods, teams can identify detection gaps, strengthen their playbooks, and train for realistic pressure. What else do we need to be doing? And that's looking at threat-informed defenses as a framework for proactive security. Instead of assuming that we have coverage, threat-informed defense challenges ensure teams map their capabilities to real threat behaviors, prioritize security investments based on threat frequency and impact, and continually iterate based on emerging threat intel. Think of it as risk-based red teaming meets data-driven resilience. An example of this is the U.S. Department of Energy, where in 2024, the Department of Energy adopted adversary emulation via a public-private pilot using the MITRE Ingenuity's attack evaluations. The test scenarios revealed many blind spots in their lateral movement detection and phishing response times. So what did they do? Fixes were implemented within 6 months. The time to contain incidents dropped by 42%, and their response team confidence increased significantly after the simulation-based training. So how can your agency implement this, or your business, or you, because it comes in all sizes? So the first thing is start small and train smart. You can use a purple team or a tabletop exercise with the MITRE attack alignment. You can use different tools, Atomic Red Team, Caldera, or open source Decider. You can leverage CISA resources because CISA has a threat-informed defense playbook, and you can harness the cybersecurity evaluation tool CSET. You can also build a culture of simulation by putting in place monthly emulations followed by annual audits. And you can practice recovery even when no breach has really happened to help put your response capabilities at the highest level in place now before you need them. So this week's action step is to review your current cyber exercise. Identify to what extent they simulate real-world adversary behavior, or are they just compliance scenarios? And then pilot an adversary emulation with your SOC, your incident response team, or your cyber partners. Remember, you don't rise to the level of your plan, you fall to the level of your practice. So our executive takeaways for today are: resilience isn't just about hardening, it's also about rehearsing. Build muscle memory from a response perspective before the attackers arrive. Learn how to think like an attacker and defend like a strategist. And adversary emulation is how leaders future-proof their cybersecurity readiness. Again, this is Dr. Rhonda Farrell, the founder of CSTGIA, wrapping up week 26 of our Cyber Resilience Protecting What Matters series in 2025. Adversary emulation and threat-informed defense, playing offense in cybersecurity.